Remember, they're changing my voice and adjust the volume if you hear background noise. So this video is about key parts of Isaiah 27 through 30. And if I have time, I'll read 31 through 34, the full parts. They're short chapters. And I did it this way to help you understand the warrior argument. These parts all have to do with being a warrior. And notice it's 27 all the way through 34. So it's so emphasized in the Bible that it is stupid to pretend that it isn't a Royal African Falcon martial art order. So I can't overkill that point enough. First of all, we don't know who's going to watch my videos and who isn't. I only have 72 subscribers at this time, even though I have over 1,400 videos released on this channel. And so it also proves that they're suppressing my videos when I have all these videos with different titles on different topics and people aren't finding their way to the videos. And there's a lot of people who watch Christian videos, so why aren't new people finding their way to the videos labeled Isaiah and Psalms and so on and so forth? Because they're suppressing it to some point, which proves that I'm being targeted. And I'm being targeted, obviously, because I'm the top martial artist ever in Christ. Why else would they target me? Okay, Isaiah 27, deliverance of Israel. In that day the Lord will punish with his sword, his fierce, great, and powerful sword, Leviathan the gliding serpent, Leviathan the coiling serpent. He will slay the monster of the sea. In that day sing about a fruitful vineyard. I, the Lord, watch over it. I water it continually. I guard it day and night, so that no one may harm it. So see, it's a sort of guardian order. And we'll get into how it has to do with falcons and birds later on. Okay, and why this is the chosen animal that was chosen by the Egyptians to represent the King of Kings, right? A bird. Now the Egyptians were known for their sorcery, and they had a certain understanding of nature to do sorcery. Okay, and the Egyptians before them were martial artists, so it was a martial art order, and we see this in the weapons that were used, right? The mace, the sword became a mace, became a staff, so on and so forth, right? There's a lot of ways to look at this. It's a long story why I'm right. The spear becoming a staff. Why? Because they were warriors at first, and then later on people start using psychology and chemistry instead of being warriors. So sorcery is just chemistry, psychology, coercion, trickery, okay? So notice he says he guards it continually. Going down to verse 7. Has the Lord struck her as he struck down those who struck her? Has she been killed as those were killed who killed her? By warfare and exile you contend with her. With his fierce blast he drives her out, as on a day the east wind blows. So as people are screening me out, okay, we see in Isaiah 57 too. Them and their offspring are being spiritually killed. Okay, so he who lives by the sword dies by the sword, right? And as you kill the flesh of the righteous, you are killed spiritually. Okay. And this includes the spirit that you're in. As the spirit that you're in, the spirit of rebellion, right? Even if you're a hermit, okay, then you and your offspring are spiritually killed. One who is slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. Whoever does not gather with me scatters. Going down to Isaiah 28, 1. 2. See, the Lord has one who is powerful and strong, like a hailstorm and a destructive wind, like a driving rain or a flooding downpour. He will throw it forcefully to the ground. That wreath, the pride of Ephraim's drunkards, will be trampled underfoot. Okay, so notice, whenever you see this comparison, this is the code we see time and time again in the Bible. Okay, to refer to that person is referring to the hailstorm. So the Spirit of God coming through me, okay, is powerful and strong like a hailstorm and a destructive wind, like a driving rain and a flooding downpour. Okay, so I'm throwing the earth and their offspring spirits forcefully into the pit, right, to the lake of fire. Remember, the devil is hurled to the earth, and the wicked go down to the realm of the dead. All those who forget God, and eventually the earth is destroyed spiritually speaking. The heavens is destroyed spiritually speaking in terms of the sky, right? The world and the sky become worthless is one way to interpret it, okay? And there's a new heaven and a new earth in the spiritual realm for the righteous that isn't defiled by people and the things they're doing. The things they're doing on earth sends energy waves into the physical realm, and it contaminates the stars and the heavens. Okay. Going on to verse 6. He will be a spirit of justice to the one who sits in judgment, a source of strength to those who turn back the battle at the gate. So remember, this is the same chapter, Isaiah 28. Okay. And so God is a spirit of justice in me, a source of strength. Okay. And as I sit in judgment at the gate, I am the gate, the Christos, the anointed one, the top martial artist ever. 16. So this is what the sovereign Lord says. See, I lay a stone in Zion, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone for a sure foundation. The one who relies on it will never be stricken with panic. When Jesus said that he is the stone the builder rejected, this is part of what he's referring to. Okay, righteousness and justice as the cornerstone. If you're doing the righteous one justice, the righteous king justice, then you're going to follow him. And that's the foundation. The foundation of all righteousness and justice and wisdom is obeying God through me. Okay, the foundation of being in God's spirit. Going on a verse, again, you see how it's the pattern of the Bible to refer to something. You know, say the cornerstone, you're referring to Jesus. You say the hailstorm, you're referring to the Spirit of God flowing through me and God allowing the wicked to punish people. It creates a storm effect by the brightness of God's presence, you know, and who's able to stand in the brightness of his presence versus who feels the effect of the storm spiritually. Because physical effects, it's like working out. I like to make the example of working out. Because you feel a burn when you're working out and you get tired, okay? Does that make it not worthwhile? The expected pains of being in the Spirit of God is persecution. Those who fear of persecution because their mere career, their mere flesh-based family, are complete idiots, complete fools, nowhere near worthy to be in the Spirit of God. 12. I will make justice the measuring line. 17. I will make justice the measuring line and righteousness the plume line. Hail will sweep away your refuge to lie, and water will overflow your hiding place. Your covenant with death will be annulled. Your agreement with the realm of the dead will not stand. When the overwhelming scourge sweeps by, you will be beaten down by it. As often as it comes, it will carry you away morning after morning. By day and by night, it will sweep through. So notice it says that this overwhelming torrent, every morning is going to carry him away. So this was a physical event. Why would it carry him away every morning? Okay, you know, why wouldn't it end, you know, immediately, right? The world is flooded, they're all killed in one fell swoop, boom, because they're going to the realm of the dead. And every morning, because they're not in the Spirit of God, their ability to live a life worth living, their ability to go to heaven, their ability for the offspring to go to heaven is taken away, okay? Because they have made, you know, I'll read this part again. I will make justice a measuring line and righteousness a plume line. Hail will sweep away your refuge to lie. They have made a lie their refuge. They're pretending that I'm not the top martial artist ever. They're following George Bush and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Elon Musk and so on and so forth, and people in their gang and their corporation. They made a lie their refuge. And the physical protection of being in a group of this world, their refuge. Being a hermit, which is a lie. You know, you're hiding from your responsibility as a hermit instead of rallying to obey God through me. So monks included. Okay? They made their refuge to lie. Water will overflow your hiding place. So the Spirit of God that comes through me is going to snatch up all you people and your offspring and throw them into the pit of fire. While you say bitch ass shit like watch what you say, watch what I say, watch what the fuck you say. I have no reason to be afraid of any of you and all of you put together that ever lived and ever will be. But you have every reason to fear me, you fucking pea-brained midgets and you fucking brutes and you Ichabod cowards. Like I gotta explain this shit. Anyway, where was I? The understanding of this message will bring sheer terror, right? The understanding, like, well, I'm not afraid because you're a dumbass that doesn't understand the concept of God even to a basic degree. The understanding of this message will bring sheer terror. The bed is too short to stretch out on, the blanket too narrow to wrap around you. The Lord will rise up as he did at Mount Perazim. He will rouse himself as in the valley of Gibeon to do his work, his strange work, and perform his task, his alien task, right? It's not of this world. It's not martial arts of this world. It's not military and police of this world. It's martial arts from the sky, from the heavens, from God, right? Sky, law, king, sky walking. Skywalker. Remember, in Perazim, they're referring to as water breaks forth, the Lord broke forth at Perazim, right, to do battle. Okay, so his work is warrior work. Okay. Now stop your mocking, or your chains will become heavier. The Lord Almighty has told me of the destruction decreed for the whole land. So it says, stop your mocking. Stop pretending you're right with God. Stop rebelling against God and mocking what you're supposed to do with your one life to live, or your chains will become heavier and heavier. Their sins are piled to heaven, right? They're digging it deeper every moment they rebel against my lead. Okay, then we see in Isaiah 29, woe to David's city, right? The city of God, city of David. In this one, it's called Ariel. Ariel, right? Eri. We also get Eri-lay. Eri-lay. Haro Aries. The Ebo Aries. The sky, the son of God from the sky. And that's not a coincidence. Remember, names. The word name is mean scrambled. It's an anagram. Okay? And we see that Moses means to draw out. Jacob means to supplant. May God protect, and so on and so forth. Jeshurun means the upright one. The names have meaning. Now, is it worthwhile to learn all these names? So this is like a fancy and elaborate and coded way of telling you, don't cheat the most righteous guy that ever lived out of his right to lead, or you and your offspring are going to hell. Okay? That's like the core moral of the Bible. To obey God through me. That you people are mere humans. You're not true warriors. You're not divine warriors. You're not heavenly warriors. Right? It says in Revelation 19, the title on Bible Gateway, there's a section called The Heavenly Warrior Defeats the Beast. You're not heavenly warriors, so you don't know God. No one knows the Father but the Son. No one has seen the Father but the Son. You people don't know what you're talking about, but I do. Woe to you, Ariel, Ariel, the city where David settled. Add year to year and let your cycle of festivals go on. Yet I will besiege Ariel. She will mourn and lament. She will be to me like an altar hearth. I will encamp against you on all sides. I will encircle you with towers and set up my siege works against you. Brought low, you will speak from the ground. Your speech will mumble out of the dust. Your voice will become ghost-like from the earth. Out of the dust, your speech will whisper. But your many enemies will become like fine dust, the ruthless hordes like blown chaff, suddenly in an instant. Now, the world did not need to persecute me. The church didn't need to set up churches all over the world to then persecute me. Okay? Obviously, the Bible is not infallible. Before Isaiah, before there was a Torah, there was prophets saying things that were going to be put in the Torah according to their own story. Before there was the Bible, there was Christians living life a certain way without a Bible to guide them. The book means nothing. The kingdom of heaven is not a matter of talk or a book or speech. It is a matter of spiritual power. Okay? So notice it says the enemies will become like fine dust, the ruthless hordes like blown chaff, suddenly in an instant. Why? Because God will come down through me and do battle. The Lord Almighty will come with thunder and earthquake, with great noise, with windstorm and tempest, and flames of devouring fire. Then the hordes of the nations that fight against Ariel, that attack her in her fortress and besiege her, will be as it is with a dream, with a vision in the night, as when a hungry person dreams of eating but awakens hungry still, as when a thirsty person dreams of drinking but awakens faint and thirsty still. So it will be with the hordes of the nations that fight against Mount Zion. See, I made clear that it was Ariel Zion. The ruthless will vanish, the mockers will disappear, and all who have an eye for evil will be cut down. All who have an eye for evil will be cut down. It says in Psalm 118, all the nations surround me, but in the name of the Lord I cut them down. 21. Those who with a word make someone out to be guilty, who ensnare the defender in court, and with false testimony deprive the innocent of justice, right? Romantic justice, doing the king justice, right? They'll be cut down. All who cheat me out of my right to lead. Psalm 45 makes it clear that you're supposed to submit to me. And if you're not submitting to me, you're not doing me justice. And if you're a beautiful woman, you're not doing me romantic justice. So therefore, you get cut down with the rest of the organized rape by deception, filth, and rebels, and so on and so forth. Therefore, this is what the Lord and who redeemed Abraham says to the descendants of Jacob. No longer will Jacob be ashamed, no longer will their faces grow pale when they see among their children the work of my hands, right? So you know it's not them, because we do not see the work of God's hands in the Jews. So we know it's not the Jews he's talking about the spiritual descendants of the righteous, because after I'm gone, it's just technology, ill-gotten breeding, and ill-gotten gains. No one can be established through wickedness. That's not God's work. God is the top martial artist spirit, and I'm the top martial artist.